The Board of Trustees reconvenes our meeting at 6:02 p.m. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We are going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could please all stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now do our moment of silence. A new school year represents new opportunities to learn, to grow, to build relationships, and to create meaningful experiences together. I want to take a moment to recognize and thank the many individuals who make the first day of school possible and who work tirelessly throughout the whole year to support our students, from our educators who prepare engaging learning experiences and create welcoming classrooms, to our classified staff who play an essential role in keeping our schools running smoothly, from up-to-date student records and attendance, to our custodians who ensure our campuses are clean and ready for our students, our bus drivers who provide transportation, our food service teams who nourish our students each day, and the many, many, many other dedicated employees who contribute to the success of our schools. A successful school year is the result of all of our collective effort. As we begin the 2026 through 2027 school year together, let us take a moment to reflect on the commitment we share to the students and families we serve. Thank you. We will now go into our report for closed session.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 5.1, no reportable action taken regarding public employee performance evaluation superintendent. 5.2, no reportable action taken regarding personnel. 5.3, no reportable action regarding anticipated litigation. 5.4, no reportable action taken regarding negotiations. 5.4, no reportable action taken regarding personnel. That concludes my report.
Thank you. I have a few shout outs in the room. We have Jeff Morgenstern, ASTA President. Thank you for being here. James Gorin, Vice President ASTA. Thank you for being here. We have Adrian Prado. Thank you for being here. Joe Carmona, ALTA President. Thank you for being here. Lauren Klexter, Trustee for the Fullerton Joint School District. Thank you for being here. And Lacey Munger, APJ Co-President. Thank you for being here. And Heather Hunter, CSEA President. Thank you for being here. Make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Okay. We will now move into our recognition item tonight. If the board may join me in the center. I will do our All right. Tonight we are honoring Max Ressa, Los Angeles Clippers basketball shoe donation to Cypress High School. We proudly recognize Cypress High School. He's an alumni and the executive director of team operations for the Los Angeles Clippers for his extraordinary support and dedication to his alma mater. As a former Cypress High School basketball player, outstanding student, and respected campus leader, Max exemplifies the lasting impact and achievement of Cypress High School graduates. Through his exceptional generosity, Max recently made a significant donation of basketball shoes to the Cypress High School basketball program to support and inspire current student athletes. Looking to the future, Max hopes to make this an annual tradition and expand his sponsorship to support both the boys and girls basketball programs at Cypress High School. The board proudly expresses its sincere gratitude to Max Ressa for investing in the next generation of student athletes and honoring the Cypress High School community. I know we have our athletic director, Jeff Russell, accepting on his behalf, and who is also showcasing the shoes that he donated to our students. Round of applause. on the theme of athletics, we will now have a presentation from our athletics program, and I will defer to Amy Kwan to introduce Jeff Russell.
I'm very proud to invite back up our athletic director for the district, Jeff Russell. As a district that is very committed to the whole child, we know that athletic programs, both at the junior high and high school level, play a large role in ensuring that our students feel engaged and have a sense of belonging. And so I'm so proud to have Jeff Russell, our district athletic director, to share with you a quick update of athletics and the state of athletics in AUHSD.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, it's going to be quick. It's my wife's birthday, so she said I better hurry up. So, first of all, I want to take a moment to thank all the behind-the-scenes people, the coaches. I know they don't always see behind the scenes, but they are coaches, the athletic directors, and really the parents and support staff. Those that volunteer, the chain gang at football games, the scorebook people, all the people that don't get our recognition. Take a second to thank them, because without them, we really cannot do the work in athletics. So thank you to them. Our junior high athletic program has grown. We've added girls flag football, and you'll hear me speak a little bit about that when I get to high school as well. Girls flag football is one of the biggest growing sports in the nation and really in the world. We currently offer 14 sports at the junior highs, 21 total teams with some 7th and 8th grade teams and some combos, and then about 5,669 athletes participated last year. So quite a few athletes for 189 total teams representing the junior high schools. The high schools offer 28 sports, various levels of each of those sports. Last year, our numbers increased to 7,211 student athletes participating. The total teams in our district was 441, and we're going to be adding to those this year as well. In addition to that, we also have the little subgroups. We have the swim relays, which is run by Kennedy and Western. All of our swim teams participate in that. It's quite a big event. And we're hoping to add some track and field championships next year or in the years to come as well. As far as expanding opportunities, we have expanded with girls CIF cheer, sideline cheer. If you see that in college, you see the sideline cheer kind of things. We've added that. And then this past year, CIF has added stunt cheer, and we had a couple high schools do that. So throwing them up in the air, doing all the flips, all the crazy stuff, we've added that as well. The biggest growing sport, again, girls flag football. We've seen that become one of the fastest growing sports in our district. We are currently not only adding that sport, we're adding teams constantly, and that just shows the excitement that those girls have in playing that sport. And then we had our first girls flag football championship with Anaheim High School last year. Junior high success, we have the district cross country and track championships. If you haven't been out to see those, I would encourage you to participate and be a part of those. I know that a lot of the board and some of the assistant soups and Superintendent Freed was there last year checking it out. You're going to see a number of athletes participating in that. The cross country, all cross country runners are a part of that. And in the track, they compete to qualify for those championships. In high school, with the new leagues that we've been a part of, we've seen increased success, 96 league and individual championships across all of our schools, with 41 athletes being honored with MVP awards. Postseason highlights, we've had a number of teams get CIF appearances. We had 4 CIF team championships last year. Again, Anaheim girls flag football, Cypress girls volleyball, and then Kennedy and Savannah girls basketball. We had individual CIF Masters champion Lily Balderas from Anaheim, and then we had state placers in wrestling as well. We had our first state championship in quite a while, and the first in Cypress High School history, with the Cypress High School girls volleyball team winning a state championship this past year. District partnerships. First of all, thank you to the board. Without your support of our new fields, our turf fields, this stuff wouldn't really be possible. Thank you to Patty Mealy and her team, Art, Kunal, Quentin for setting up conditional or reoccurring field improvements. We really appreciate the support that you guys have for us and all you're doing to help athletics. The challenge still remains for us as we grow. We have challenges. Coaches, student athletes, and others are constantly fundraising to supply the things that we need for athletics. And so my only real request from the board is that we have continued discussion about maybe a uniform rotation or something that we can do to offset some of those costs for those programs and those families that are constantly fundraising. We're also pushing out athletics. We've started the Instagram page in the last year. We also, through the work of John Bautista, we have the Athletics on Location. So we're doing what we can to promote athletics as well outside of here. With all of that being said, again, thank you for your continued support of athletics, and thank you to all of you for your support as well. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff, for your presentation.
Say happy birthday to your wife.
Yes, happy birthday to your wife. Appreciate your time in creating. Any questions from the board? No, very good. Thank you. That was funny. He's like, I gotta go. At this time, we are taking student speakers. Thank you. And I have one student speaker, Savi Sadi. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Savi Sodi, and I'm a junior at Fairmont Preparatory Academy. I'm here tonight to ask this board to review how South Asian history is currently being taught in the world history curriculum in middle school and high schools. Because the women in that history have been left out. They're not even talked about. And I've been a student in Anaheim, and it was in 6th grade when I first realized this gap existed. The caste system was taught, but only as something that existed, not as something people fought against for centuries. Some leaders were talked about too, but they were all men. Women like Savitribai Phule fought against casteism so that girls could get an education. We teach Joan of Arc in European history, but not Savitribai Phule in world history. I went looking for this history myself. I run a YouTube channel called Color with Courage, and it's about South Asian history with over 40,000 views. And I'm contributing to a research project with a professor at UCI's Ethics Center. This gap doesn't stop in middle school. In high school, we learn about Gandhi, but not about Usha Mehta, a woman activist who ran a secret radio station after the British arrested nearly every leader, and she was arrested for it too. The Queen of Jhansi was the first woman from South Asian history I ever learned about, and I didn't learn her from a textbook. I learned her from home. A lot of students won't get that from their families. The way I found this history shaped my values, and I don't think that should be left to chance. And once I started paying attention to how women get left out of history and the story, I saw it everywhere. Not just in South Asia, I also saw it in Spain when I was on a big bus tour. The pattern is bigger than any one region or one unit of the curriculum. Tonight's agenda includes approving new history textbooks. This board is already investing in history material, so I'm asking that we also look at what's inside them. I'm asking this board to commit to reviewing how South Asian history, and specifically the role of women in it, is taught in our middle and high schools. What students read shapes how they see an entire community and what they believe they're capable of. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Up next is our reports of associations. And I will start with Jeff Morgenstern as the president.
All right, well, good evening, Board President Guerrero, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Freed, Cabinet, colleagues, and community. It's August, another school year is here. This will be my 29th here in Anaheim Union. Being in education gives our school community the chance to reset each year and lead into not only the challenges we face, but also the opportunities. We get to take the work we've done in previous years and bring it forward into this year with fresh eyes, fresh minds, and fresh hearts. I'm looking forward to continuing the collaborative work of our school community on our Get Out the Vote campaign to permanently extend the funding of Prop 55. It's now called Prop 3, and that's what we'll see on the November ballot. Our ask for everyone here tonight in the boardroom and those watching online is to join us in these efforts to ensure that the funding for our schools and our students and the community deserve. It's exciting that we can all call ourselves a complete community schools district this year, with all of our sites having community school staff to help move our transformative goals forward. ASTA members appreciate the decision by the board to add community schools teacher leads and coordinators to our 5 West Side schools. Our Community School Steering Committee appreciates how the board honored our recommendation. And just as a note, our Community School Steering Committee, which is our working model for collaborative leadership, is now entering its 6th year. I'd like to share our appreciation or the appreciation of ASTA members for the board's decision to create a healthcare bridge. There's a lot of excitement around it, and many folks are beginning to make their retirement calculations and plans for the future. The buzz around the healthcare bridge highlights the important role that healthcare plays in the lives of our employees and their families. It reveals the hefty obligation we have as leaders to ensure that this common good continues to be a foundation for our collective well-being. Like the Community School Steering Committee, the AUHSD Health Insurance Committee is a place where labor and management come together on a regular basis in a way that no other space provides. It performs the hard work of maintaining the quality and affordable health care that we become accustomed to in Anaheim Union. As you may have taken notice, there are many union presidents here tonight representing both classified and certificated employees. Together, we have a few shared requests that we believe will not only support the health and well-being of our employees, but also set the best possible conditions to tackle some looming difficult decisions that the economics of our society has forced us to consider when it comes to healthcare. About a decade ago, Anaheim Union, along with its labor partners, created the Healthcare Reserve Fund. As we know, holding reserves is an important way to ensure that through consistent spending, we can maintain quality healthcare. Our certificated and classified unions together request the following regarding the AUHSD Healthcare Insurance Reserve Fund to ensure transparency and collaborative decision-making. First, we ask for an accounting of all the deposits and withdrawals from the Health Insurance Reserve Fund since its inception 10 years ago. We ask for the current balance along with the recent deposits and withdrawals to be shared at the beginning of each Health Insurance Committee meeting. We ask that the Insurance Committee have purview over the fund to approve recommendations for withdrawals. And lastly, questions have come up, and I wasn't sure how to answer this, as to whether or not the funding for the healthcare bridge will be withdrawn from the Health Insurance Reserve Fund. ASTA remains committed to collaborating with all of our educational partners to ensure that Anaheim Union is fiscally sound. To help with that effort, we believe that bringing back the Budget Stabilization Committee is needed. It will provide a space for all labor partners to come together to share their perspectives and ideas on how we can be efficient and responsible with our school funds. Thank you for your time, and I wish everyone a great start to their school year.
Thank you. Next, Heather Hutner, President CSEA.
Good evening, President Guerrero, members of the board, Superintendent Freed, cabinet, staff, parents, students, and community members. My name is Heather Hutner, and I'm proud to represent the classified professionals of CSEA Chapter 74. I also have with me our new second vice president, Lulu Martinez. From our campus safety aides, secretaries, instructional assistants, and technology specialists, to our health technicians, LVNs, and library media techs, our members help schools run smoothly. Some say we are just the support staff. And I agree that we are support, but there's no just about it. We support students, we support families, we support teachers, administrators, and all other staff in ways that are essential to the success of our schools. Last week, I had the privilege of attending CSEA's 100th annual conference, alongside 6 other delegates from AUHSD. The conference celebrated a century of progress in advancing the rights, working conditions, and dignity of classified employees throughout California. One of the most significant, I can't speak today, successes discussed was AB 65 and the funding for paid pregnancy disability leave. While AB 65 was initially proposed by our friends at CTA, and we thank you, CSEA successfully advocated to ensure that all public school employees, regardless of their classification and the number of hours that they worked, are included in this legislation. That means that unlike FMLA or CFRA, our instructional assistants and other part-time employees will actually be able to take advantage of this. This is an important step toward ensuring that all employees receive the support they need during some of life's most challenging moments. Our delegates also spent long days on the conference floor participating in CSEA's democratic process through debate, amendments to the amendments, and delegate votes. We helped shape the direction of our union for the next century. While the process could be challenging, it reinforced an important lesson. Meaningful participation depends on transparency, access to information, and trust in the decision-making process. That lesson brings me to the work of the AUHSD Insurance Committee. For years, representatives from every bargaining unit have worked collaboratively through the Insurance Committee to help maintain one of the district's greatest strengths, comprehensive health benefits with no employee contribution. And we greatly appreciate the district's commitment to preserving that benefit. At the same time, true collaboration requires transparency, including fiscal transparency regarding the Health Insurance Reserve Fund. As healthcare costs continue to rise, committee members need the information necessary to make informed decisions on behalf of the employees they represent. Therefore, we're asking a complete accounting of all deposits, withdrawals, and transfers made since the reserve fund was established, regular monthly reports showing current reserve balance and any activity since the previous report, and advance notification and discussion of any proposed withdrawal or transfer of reserve funds, with the opportunity for insurance committee members to review and provide input before action is taken. These measures would strengthen transparency, support informed decision-making, and help restore and maintain employee confidence that reserve funds are being managed responsibly and for their intended purpose. CSEA is also requesting that the Budget Stabilization Committee be reestablished. The district regularly reminds us of declining enrollment, the financial challenges that accompany it, and the uncertainty of future funding. Rather than waiting until difficult decisions become unavoidable, we believe all stakeholders should be engaged in proactive planning now. CSEA stands ready to work collaboratively with the district and our fellow bargaining units to identify solutions that protect education programs, preserve jobs, and maintain the fiscal health of our district. Together, we can address challenges before they become crises. So most importantly, let's remember that all of our classified employees are more than just staff. We are the parents of students, neighbors, mentors, and dedicated public servants, and most importantly, we are members of this community. We are deeply invested in the success of Anaheim Union High School District and its students. When you invest and protect classified professionals, you are investing in the success of every student that we serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'll have Adrian Prado, AFSCME President.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, President Guerrero, Board, Chairman Freed, Cabinet. Well, we're here tonight. I'm here on behalf of AFSCME. I'd like to appreciate the consideration of the proposal early retirement change that the district has presented to AFSCME. We appreciate the willingness to review this proposal and hope of your approval. First, we would like to express Second ASME is joined this evening by our Insurance Committee Representative, Skip Thorne. Down. We respectfully ask the board to increase transparency regarding the use of insurance funds and provide Insurance Committee a greater role in the decision-making process concerning those funds and how they're allocated. Finally, the board would ask the board to consider providing classified employees with the same level of salary compensation as certificated staff. Currently, teachers are compensated at 70% of current market salary, and classified employees are compensated at only 50% of market values. We believe that classified employees make valuable contributions to the success of our district every day, and respectfully request that you consider bringing their salaries in line, the same market value as for the teachers. Thank you for your time and consideration and continued support of all classified staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Lacey Munger, APGA Co-President.
All right. Good evening, President Guerrero, members of the board, Superintendent Freed, Executive Cabinet, and the community members, and we'll see if this is better these days. Okay, before I share our counselor updates, I'd like to briefly address an item on behalf of APJ that impacts all employee groups. APJ believes the Healthcare Insurance Reserve Fund should be managed through a collaborative and transparent process that includes all bargaining units. To support that goal and in collaboration with our other bargaining units, we respectfully recommend the following. Provide a complete accounting of all deposits into and withdrawals from the Healthcare Insurance Reserve Fund since its inception. Provide the current fund balance along with all recent deposits and withdrawals as a standing item at each insurance committee meeting. Recognize the insurance committee as the body with purview over the Healthcare Insurance Reserve Fund, including the responsibility to review and approve recommendations for withdrawals. And lastly, we would like to reestablish the Budget Stabilization Committee so representatives from all bargaining units in the district can continue working collaboratively to identify opportunities to preserve budget resources and support the long-term sustainability of employee benefits. APGA appreciates the collaborative relationship we've built with the district and believes these recommendations will strengthen the transparency, the shared decision-making, and our collective stewardship of employee benefits. With that said, we're now going to turn to counselor updates. We officially launched the school year on July 22nd with our All Counselor Professional Development Day centered on our theme for the year in counseling, which is rooted. Together, we explored how counselors cultivate the student experience by intentionally creating the conditions where every student develops hope, belonging, opportunity, confidence, trusted relationships, and student agency within our district. Rather than asking only what we need to accomplishment, we as counselors challenged ourselves that day to ask, how will we cultivate the conditions that help every student thrive? That reflection is what's going to guide our work in every interaction we have with students throughout the year. That is our promise to our students and to ourselves. The truth is, all of this work began well before the first day of school on July 22nd for us. More than half of our high school counselors worked throughout the summer, helping students recover credits, accelerate learning, and stay on track for graduation. And during the summer, all of that work resulted in the following. We had approximately 2,000 students participating in credit recovery. They recovered more than 8,200 grades through our APEX system. That is not a typo, 8,200 grades, along with another 1,200 grades that are still pending through Access. We had more than 3,400 students enrolled in CBA acceleration courses across grades 7 through 12, and hundreds more were supported through Summer Bridge, Summer Language Academy, and our dual enrollment programs in partnership with Fullerton and Cypress College. That commitment is reflected also in the outcomes from the class of 2026. Our projected graduation rate increased to 95.4%, up 1 percentage point from 2025, while our projected A through G completion rate rose to 59%, which was an increase of 2.2 percentage points. These gains reflect the intentional data-informed work of counselors who know their students, build meaningful relationships, and create learning experiences where students feel supported, connected, and prepared for life after high school. As we begin the school year, APGA remains rooted in our commitment to equity, inclusion, and belonging by cultivating meaningful student experiences. The American School Counselor Association captures that commitment well with the following quote and commitment. School counselors are advocates for the equitable treatment of each and every student and strive to establish inclusive and welcoming learning environments in which each and every student can thrive and reach their full potential. That statement reflects the work of AUHSD counselors every day. The conditions counselors cultivate help students see school as a place where they are valued, supported, and capable of reaching their goals. When those conditions exist, students are more likely to believe two powerful things: I belong here and I can do this. One graduating senior on the senior exit survey from the class of 2026 shared this: during my time in the AUHSD community, I have always had an amazing counselor. They honestly helped me believe in myself and helped me develop strong communication skills. For us, that is the measure of success. Graduation rates in A through G completion only tell part of the story. Hearing a student say, my counselor helped me believe in myself, tells the rest. So we in APJ look forward to a successful year as we continue to cultivate the conditions where every student can thrive. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we have Joe Carmona, Alta President.
Good evening, President Guerrero, members of the board, Superintendent Freed, Executive Cabinet, students, families, and members of our Anaheim Union community, and our labor partners who are out in force this evening. I want to take a moment to talk about who makes up the Anaheim leadership team. Realize that as coming into this role as the new president, maybe just a little bit more understanding of who's really included in that group. So first off, that includes our school site and district administrators. I think that's traditionally who we think of when we think about the leadership team, right? Our principals, assistant principals, right? Members of cabinet, the directors. However, it also includes important leaders in the areas of special education and mental health, including social workers, psychologists, and program specialists. Classified management staff are also an integral part of ALTA. This includes all of our community school staff, community school coordinators, managers who support the fiscal, transportation, and maintenance and operations functions of the district. And so our ALTA members really are involved in every single activity that happens here in the district, right? Touching all levels of the organization. We're excited about what the new year will bring for all of our students. Our sites have been welcoming students and families during registration and preview events. One highlight, just couldn't pass up talking about the sneak peek event held at Hope over the last couple of days. I won't call it the new Hope, right? It's just Hope, right? We'll just go with Hope. Our school sites and district departments are finalizing preparations to welcome our staff and students back to campus next week. That work was supported by an engaging and thrilling leadership advance coordinated by our education division, emphasizing the deliberate efforts of AUHSD by design. Thank you for your continued support, and we can't wait to see everyone next week.
Thank you. All right. Next, we'll have a PTSA report. Oh. Sorry, I missed one. Troy Jefferson from MMA President. My apologies for missing you. Welcome.
Good evening, President Guerrero and board members and Superintendent Dr. Freed and cabinet and colleagues and community. On behalf of the Mid-Manager Association, I would like to address the healthcare insurance reserve funds and offer a recommendation that we believe will strengthen the transparency, the accountability, and long-term financial stewardship. First, we are requesting a comprehensive accounting of all deposits withdrawn made from the healthcare insurance reserve funds since it started. Providing a complete historical record will help us all stockholders, better understand how the funds has been managed and how the reserve resources have been utilized over the time. Second, we recommend that the current balance of the funds, along with all the recent deposits and withdrawals, be provided as a standing report to each insurance committee meeting. Regular reporting will promote transparency and allow the committee members to make informal decisions regarding the financial health of the reserves. Third, MMA believes that the insurance committee should have a formal peer review over the reserve funds, including the authority to review and approve recommendations for withdrawals. Since the funds exist to support the district health care programs, it is important that the employee group representatives have a meaningful role in ensuring reserve funds are used appropriately and for their intent purpose. Finally, we recommend to reestablishing the Budget Stabilization Committee. This committee previously provided valuable forums for reviewing financial challenges, identifying cost-saving opportunities, and developing strategies to preserve district resources. Reviving this collaborative effort would help strengthen the fiscal planning and support long-term financial stability. These recommendations are rooted in the principle of transparency, cooperation, and sharing responsibilities. We believe that providing great visibility into reserving funds activities and involving stockholders in key financial decisions will build trust and support the continuing stability of our healthcare benefits. Thank you for your time, consideration, commitment to responsible financial management. The MMA look forward to working and collaborating with the board and district leaders in important matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Making sure I didn't miss any other associations. Seeing none, we will go to our PTSA report. Don't believe we have a representative tonight. So we will go to our Board of Trustees report. And I will start with Trustee O'Neill.
Thank you, Madam President. Well, since it's been summer, it's been fairly quiet for myself. I want to congratulate Gilbert High School, as Stanford spotlighted them for their civic engagement and student success in their student-centered approach to alternative education. So that's a great recognition, so kudos to them. I attended the leadership advance for the district and then toured the modernization status of Hope School, which was just mentioned a few minutes ago. And that's very exciting to see the progress we're being made and what is going to be in store for our students moving into that location from their old location. I'm sure they will be very excited about that. And then I attended an ROP in-service for teachers and the administration this morning. I want to wish everybody a great new year as schools start next week, as it was stated just a minute ago. So I'm looking forward to this next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee McCullis.
Thank you, Madam President. On July 10th, I attended two events at Magnolia High School. In the morning, I went to the AIM internship closing celebration. Later that evening, I went to the dinner at the Mac Farm. Again, another AIM closing celebration. July 16th, I attended a fundraiser at Pep's Pizza, Catella Band and Color Guard. It was a fundraiser. So in the end of the day, in the summer, I know 2 months ago I shared that there's a lot of amazing things happening in Anaheim Union High School District. But in the summer, same thing. There's a lot of people who step up and do additional work. So kudos to all the faculty, staff, teachers that just keep working, right, throughout the year for our students who need that extra time. Sorry, July 16th, I attended Anaheim High School's Marketplace. Loved seeing vendors from various communities. July 29th, I did visit the New Hope School, or the Hope Tour. Thank you for those who shared with us the site. Amazing updates to that site. August 3rd, I did attend Savannah High School's registration, so kudos to Dr. Perez and all the faculty and staff. I just love how every space was intentional, and I was intentional in speaking to families to ensure that it was smooth, and I didn't hear one complaint. So great job to the folks in Savannah and all our sites who are doing registration right now. August 4th, I did attend the community schools press conference at Cook Auditorium. It was an awesome event. Again, thanks to all our families, community members, everybody who's worked so hard, our teachers for our community schools. And last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to to Principal Jose Lara. They got another award. Gilbert was featured by Stanford University's Gardner Center for the Youth and Their Communities for its student-centered approach to alternative education, highlighting specifically civic education and real-world learning opportunities. So kudos to Gilbert. And that concludes my report. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Trustee Hoshi?
Good evening, everyone. I also went to the MAC closing ceremony. I really do want to acknowledge Scott Rendell and his leadership, and thank you for the coordinators, Cody Acevedo, Mandy Johnson, Jamie Collegian, Ray Solorzano, Scott Wilmoth, Karen Clark Yamamoto for the kind set, and then also Julianne Riel and MJ Cook. But every year I go to this event, it just keeps on getting better and better with more students involved and giving more students opportunities. So it's really a joy to go there and then also enjoy the farm to table dinner that featured Asian food this year. And so I love that. We had a secondary school redesign at the Anaheim Marriott with schools from Anaheim, Western, Cypress, Sycamore. So we were talking about school transformation and the redesign process. So I was happy I could attend that. I also attended the Asian American Pacific Islander Leaders National Summit at LA Live at the JW Marriott, and attended the first Japanese American affinity breakfast that they ever held. So I was glad to be a part of that. Went to AUHSD Leadership Advance. Thank you, Amy Kwan, for your leadership in putting that together. And it's always fun to see people back. I also attended the OCO presentation at Anaheim High School. And I am happy that we are now including the 5 schools on the West End. So we can truly say that we are a community schools district, and we're offering those opportunities for all of our students. I got to go to the Hope Tour yesterday with the contractors, and they had a TK burger truck there yesterday. And during weddings and things, they have what's called first look pictures. Well, yesterday, I got to experience first look responses to our families and the students looking at Hope School. It was so exciting for them just to see, just all the bathrooms just made me excited, and the new cafeteria spaces and the dance room over there, and it's going to be completed by the end of December, early January. So I can't wait to look at the gym and see the multi-purpose room. So you know what? No wonder it's the #1 special education school in America. I mean, we're doing great things in our district, and I just really want to acknowledge the work of the staff and the extra time that those teachers came in to set their classrooms up so that we could be ready for next week. I attended registration weeks, so I got to stop off and just to see the wonderful work that the counselors are doing and people are doing to make it run smoothly. And then last night was a special event. I went to the United Way program called United for Student Success. And it had all the mentors and business partners and It was at the Water Grill in Costa Mesa, and it was a pleasure to go there. I want to share one thing. They brought up a student and her story, and she happened to be a Catella alumni from 2023. She went off to college. She had a lady that was a mentor from United Way who was mentoring her through this whole process from 11th, 12th grade, and 3 years of college. She graduated from college in 3 years. I was really proud to meet her last night, and I really want her to share her story, to talk about the opportunities that our district has with our partnerships with groups like United Way, because I want to record her. I said, I want to videotape you because I want all the students to see the wonderful opportunities we're providing for our students. So, and that was my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Randall Trejo.
Okay. Although students were on a summer break, it is important to recognize that the work across Anaheim Union High School District never stops. Throughout the summer, our teachers, classified staff, administrators, support teams work diligently to prepare our campuses for another successful school year. And it's been exciting to see our schools come back to life with students registering for classes, families joining PTA, organizations, and our band, athletics, and activity programs already hard work preparing for the year ahead. So I had the opportunity to visit Catella High School during the freshman registration. It was wonderful to see so many students also volunteering, including members of the Link crew who helped welcome our newest Knights. And while there, I ran into a longtime teacher friend whose family now includes both a Catella freshman and an incoming 7th grader at South Junior High. To me, it's a reminder of how our district serves generations of families. So, excuse me, my visit also took me to South Junior High, where registration was underway and the campus's beautification project continues to make impressive progress. The improvements will provide an even more welcoming environment for our students and our staff. It's going to be really beautiful when it's done. There I was walking the hallways and going to the different registration tables, and a student of mine recognized the back of my head, and she ran up to me while I was getting a tour with Administrator Poggio, and so we got a picture. It was really nice. I had coached her in speech, and so it was really nice. She was also volunteering with a couple of her friends. So our heartfelt thank you goes to the students and staff who volunteered their time to assist families with registration, uniforms, campus support. And I would especially like to recognize leaders Rasmussen, Poggio, and Hernandez for their dedication and service. I also want to extend my sincere appreciation to Principal Lemonnier, Director Neely, Dr. Nguyen, for providing a wonderful tour of our new Hope School. Board members had the opportunity to preview the campus, and this week the students and families will walk through. We know the outstanding staff at Hope School will continue to provide exceptional support and opportunities for our students, and we are excited to see their new chapter begin. I was also pleased to attend the District Leadership Advance to participate in the workshops, and our administrators received valuable professional learning focused on MINGA, the data-informed decision-making, and community-based learning. And on the second day, the leadership teams returned to their respective school sites. So as we begin the 26-27 school year, I want to thank every employee, volunteer, and family member who has contributed to this successful start. Your dedication, teamwork, and commitment to our students are what make Anaheim Union High School District an exceptional place to learn and grow. And I wish everyone a wonderful, safe, and successful school year. My other job, we started with our students today. So we had a successful start to our Anaheim Elementary family today. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I also had the opportunity to attend the AIM summer internship closing. Thank you to the AIM team for all their support this summer. Also attended Leadership Advance. Thank you to our Ed division for organizing that. Also had the opportunity to tour the Hope School. Very excited for our students to begin next week, actually the first day of school. Had the opportunity to stop by Councilmember Rucava's back to school supply and just want to thank her for supporting our students in this district. And then I had the opportunity to serve on a panel with OC United Way named First in the Family, Redefining Student Success Across Cultures and Generations, and really share my story as a first generation student. Scott Rendell was also on the panel together, so it was great to serve alongside him and share our stories together. And then I also had the opportunity to attend the recent Community Schools Press Conference and just celebrating the California legislators' commitment of $1 billion to sustain and expand the community schools model across the state. Just thinking about our journey with community schools in this district, we began with 13 community schools, expanded to 15, and then now with the board's investment in expanding the model to all of our schools, it's just a really exciting time, and I just want to thank all of our partners, our educators, our staff, families, community partners, our community schools coordinators, community school teacher leads, all of our nonprofits that really serve our students every single day. This model and this vision would not be possible without each and every one of you, and this historic state investment is a testament to the success and impact that community schools and really affirms the importance of continuing to invest in partnerships that help students and families thrive. So very excited to continue that, and just thank you everyone that attended and celebrated alongside us. And then I want to close my comments giving a shout out on behalf of the Board of Trustees to Mr. Scott Rendell, who will begin a new journey as the Orange County Department of Education's Career Education and Workforce Development Executive Director. Congratulations. Scott has played a vital role in expanding our career and technical education pathways in AUHSD, strengthening career mentoring and internship opportunities, and developing programs that prepare students for college careers and lifelong success. I hope you know the lasting impact that you have made by creating opportunities for our students to explore meaningful careers, discover their passions, and see themselves in futures they may not have imagined that are possible. On behalf of the board, we want to thank you for your dedication to this district and its students, and we're very excited for you to continue the great work that you're doing in a whole Orange County Department of Ed level. So congratulations on behalf of the board. Thank you. And that concludes my comments. And we will go on to public comments. Opportunities for public comments occur at the beginning of each agenda item and at this time for items not on the agenda. Persons wishing to address the Board of Trustees should complete a speaker request form available on the information table at the back of the room and submit it to the executive assistant prior to the meeting. Each speaker is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. Each topic or item is limited to a total of 20 minutes. This is our timer on the side. The green means you have 3 minutes. When it turns yellow, that is 1 minute remaining, and red is that your time has concluded. So I will go ahead and call up our first speaker is Ron Flores. Take your time.
Hey, August 5th, 1 year ago, I got sick. So that was a couple days ago. Anyway, I was not here the day that the new superintendent and his assistant vice were introduced. So I want to give you guys a congratulations, Amy and Jason, Jaron. And also, I just heard a lot of good stuff. And I learned a lot of stuff in the last 10 days about the district, something called ELD, superintendent being in the classroom for an hour, watching the class going on. We don't know about those things. I keep telling you guys, you need to get the word out there of all the good things you're doing. A lot of good stuff was said here today. I learned a lot of good stuff by meeting with people. I get excited about it, and then I ask, why don't we know about these things? You need to do a better job of getting the word out. And also, there's an election coming up. We're sponsoring a candidate forum, and we've invited all of you guys that are running, and only Mr. Hoshi has accepted to be there August 15th, Saturday at 2 o'clock. I think it's very important for you to come so you can hear the voters, hear your platform, ask you questions, maybe tough questions. So I hope you take that opportunity, take advantage of it. And then also, my number one pet peeve has been the bell game, and it still is. And I'm waiting for Robert, where are you, Robert? To set up the meeting with the principal. You can run, but you can't hide. The bell game is going to come back if we have anything to do about it. And I asking you guys, you have a lot to do with it. You can put pressure on this. You can't walk away when things get tough. That's a bad signal to give anybody. So thank you for the time. Get back to bell game and get the word out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Matzo.
Hey, Quality Taki, good afternoon. Masat from Deer Clan, City and Knife Clan. I am very excited, actually. I was reading the agenda for items 13.18, so for our indigenous Asian people, very, very good. And I see it's more diverse up here too. Excellent. 12.5 for the Chicano history. That's beautiful. It reminded me when I came here, I just turned 46 yesterday, August 5th. Funny because Obama was born in August and Emiliano Zapata too was born in August 8th. We're born leaders, and I remember coming here and fighting for Chicano history. I was 13 years old, and thanks to Seferino Garcia, rest in peace, and I got involved with Lupe Lopez. I was a freshman. I heard about the Chicano walkouts. My grandpa was already teaching me oral tradition of history. And with that, I'm so happy that Orange County is changing, Anaheim Unified High School District, even Western. I was letting some folks know that they have now the new Mendez Freedom Trail. It's like 2.0 miles. Oh man, I was just driving. I was kind of like bored. Okay, I'm tired of seeing the home of the colonists. Hopefully that'll come down. But then I said, I need to get out of here. So I go towards the beach and I see, I'm cruising, and then I hit Garden Grove Boulevard and Beach Boulevard. And then I saw the street, Mendez Freedom. What? Wow. So I started looking. I remember they were trying to fix the streets or whatever, and they added a bike lane. I like to exercise a lot. And then I seen a lot of like education, plaques. And then I also saw history of the Ku Klux Klan in the 1920s, how they burned crosses at the Pearson Park, and most likely probably named the colonists the high school, the colonists, Anaheim High School. But I wish that I was telling some council people in Anaheim, Natalie Bacalba, because I remember when she got sworn in, she said, I remember the white colonist people did not allow them to swim in the pool with the brown people or people of color. And so we have that history, and I told Natalie, I wish we could have it, but I wish somebody from the school board or somebody from the city council could bring that, just like the councilmen from from Westminster. But the education is beautiful. There's a Native American history, it talks about the Tongva and the Hachiman, and it has in abbreviation Spanish, Juaneños, which is the Hachiman, or Gabrielinos, the Tongva, and also Asian American, Japanese American history, right, of what happened to them too, and African American. It's just beautiful. I recommend everybody to go, and I just wish we are making these changes here, and I'm just really excited that it's being changed, because the kids, they're gonna learn that. They're the future. Ellos son las semillas. They are the shinashlis, like we say in Nahuatl, Mexica. Tlaxcamati, thank you so much for hearing, and let's vote yes on these item agendas. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Art Castillo.
Good evening. I will say that when I was young, I got involved in the community issues. I got into the parks and recreation, helping kids, being once as myself a kid, growing up with adults. But one of the concerns was for me were at-risk kids. I took a really hard hitting on that. I had been mentored by a Kung Fu master from China, plus people here in Anaheim called Kung Fu Sansu, and it was self-defense. So it's learning how to defend, but not just physical, but verbally, how to stay away from fighting. I had my class that I was teaching, anti-bullying. So in this situation, we know we have problems. But on a certain situation, a young man came last school board, and it really hit me hard because, you know, what happened to him. And again, I would have to say, I don't take sides. If there's a punishment, there has to be a punishment. But one of the things that I had a success rate of 99% when I used to come here, we used to have a board here to come in here and hearing. But I would usually go to the principal and I would tell him, this is the situation. Can you listen to this young man? And when they did, they didn't expel him. And you know what? He graduated. A lot of these people served our country, doing great. So a lot of them slipped through. But I think that every kid has to deserve, as an adult, a right for transparency, to be talked with. So I can only say, allegedly, what I'm getting is this situation. There was 3 against 1 in a situation at a school. There was a weapon, allegedly a weapon, possibly a little knife. There was an injury on the boy. He defended himself, and I think we all have a right to defend ourselves. But he got caught by the police there that are supposed to help the kids. And so I'm kind of asking you guys, what have you done for this situation? What can you do for these situations? And I'm even, hopefully the other kid that, I don't want to see any kid, even if he does wrong, what's going on? And allegedly, I'm hearing the kid's back in school. And there was another case, allegedly, at the school that kid went to, that used the same weapon again. So this is something I have to research. I don't take everything, so I just want to say allegedly, but I want to make sure that the families get, like somebody like Don, we need to hear from you. I sat in offices, I got to listen, I got to delegate through cases, and then this is what we need. We have a right to know what's going on. We need to know what's going on, so we can work together. And we want to help. We're the families that are going to help those kids that are in trouble. We try to get them into some kind of program that there isn't any program for them. So I just want to give you my hearts out that this is something that is very hard to come out with. I'm not afraid to talk because I've been through it, but I'm a good kid. I was a good kid, and I got involved in the middle of things that I was helping out kids to change, you know, and helping families. So I just want you to know everything that's happened so far. I'm still investigating. I hope that I could have talked to some of you.
Thank you, Art.
And that would be something that in the future to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Victoria P.
Good evening. I want to introduce again Jermaine Newman for everybody watching at home. Jermaine, the number 4, education.com, trustee area 1. And we would like all the parents to get involved so we could transform this district with her visions of change. They're all listed on her pamphlet. Also, Roberto Garcia, trustee area 2, Garcia for AUHSD.com. Again, transforming the district for the future. I would also like to address what Mr. Artie has just discussed related to my son. I would like to have my son was punished and sent to Kennedy for the last 3 months. He was kept out of school for 2.5 months. So basically, a 4-year advanced student failed a freshman year and did not attend school for 2.5 months. And that was appalling. And I was calling the district. I went through the chain of command as I was instructed to do. I started with Mr. Saldivar, who's here today. I met with him for an hour. I was meeting with the school offices for hours and hours and trying to resolve the issues inside the school. And I was retaliated against, and so was my son. And to discuss safety issues is very, very alarming. And I pleaded and pleaded for the district to reinstate my son. 2.5 months went by. My son was here last session and stated that it was the worst. He was at the worst place he could ever be. I didn't know that. Luckily, I keep a very close eye on him, but I do leave him for a few hours at home unattended. Very concerning. I would like my son reinstated back to Cyprus because these are his wishes, not mine. I would rather remove him, but he wants to stay at the school with his friends begging him to return. And I would like this wrong to be done right. And I call for President Guerrero to answer to her constituents. And she has not returned calls of parents. I have not seen anything implemented for concerns around safety that I had addressed in a public meeting where I was shut down completely and felt very disrespected. But I continue to show up and speak about the safety issues that are needed. And this is why I'm supporting Robert Garcia and Jermaine Newman, because I'm just very disappointed with my experience. And I want to leave. I want to move out. I want to go somewhere else. We have plenty of family who have invited us and to house us and keep us in their home. And it's just a matter of time before we do that. But my son does want to finish off one more year. And I'm hoping this board can do the right thing. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Jermaine Newman.
Thank you. Board, public, community, online. For the past 2.5 years, I've been coming to these board meetings, calling on the district to adhere to its commitment to accountability and transparency that it made in 2019. Tonight's agenda is another example of how our district has failed to stand up to this commitment. The district praises itself as a democracy district, and yet it chooses to not adhere to this time and time again. Agenda items 12.3 on vaping, 12.7 on health benefits. These are items that are examples of where we are not transparent and accountable. The fact is that your staff is unwilling to share the positions of the management positions for non-union employees on item 12.7 in a timely manner shows that our district is not committed to transparency. Last month's meeting, a member of the public requested that you pull an item from the consent calendar for discussion. And Board President Jessica Guerrero's decision to ignore that request is another example of your lack of commitment to transparency of this board. As for item 12.7, that pertains to the health and welfare benefits for managers, executive directors, principals, assistant superintendents, and the superintendent itself. The district knew full well that these positions were last month, and yet it chose to release these lists to the public only today. I'm asking that out of that concern, that this could create a revolving door for our management staff and where we have supports. Last summer, this board chose to rush through the recruitment process of our superintendent in the dead of summer. Another example of lack of transparency and accountability. The budget presented by Nancy Nin at the June meeting shows that the district plans on cutting 54 teachers over the next 3 years, and yet the district office is forecast to grow. I call on you to table the vote for item 12.7 until these questions can be answered. The board's role is for oversight, both fiscal and academic. Your commitment to our community is critical. You are not a rubber stamp. Please uphold your job.
Our next speaker, Maritza Bermudez.
Good evening, board members, cabinet, those here present, those online. My name is Maritza Bermudez. I am here as a incoming new parent at Sycamore Junior High School. I had a daughter that graduated last year. And the reason I chose to speak today is that I'm here to respectfully urge you to reject the proposal to reduce the retirement age and change eligibility for retiree medical insurance from 15 years of service to only 8 years of service. Retirement and retiree health benefits are significant long-term financial commitments. Any expansion of these benefits should be carefully evaluated to ensure that they are fiscally sustainable and in the best interest of the district, the employees, students, and taxpayers. The current 15-year service requirement reflects a meaningful commitment to the district. Reducing that requirements nearly in half changes the intent of the benefit and could increase long-term costs and liabilities without a clear demonstration that the district can absorb those additional obligations. As board members, you have a responsibility to be good stewards of public resources. Decisions that create ongoing financial obligations should be made cautiously with full transparency and a thorough understanding of their long-term impact on the district's budget and its ability to support its students, programs, and retain quality staff. I respectfully ask you to vote against this or table it for further discussion for this proposal and maintain the current retirement and retiree medical eligibility requirements. I also wanted to add that my son was in the Korean dual immersion program at Jefferson for 7 years, and the expectation was that we would have a program set for them to start this fall. This district fell short of that, was not prepared for our students, and so hence we made the decision to send our student to Sycamore, which is our home school. And so it was very disappointing as a parent who's very involved and engaged in this district. I expected the best, and we did not get the best. So I know he'll get a good quality education at Sycamore Junior High School because, you know, I'm there and my family's there behind him, and I'm a parent volunteer there. I'm serving on PTSA and on, whatever I can to better not just his experience, but everyone's experience. But it was our hope that he would have continued in a dual language program across AUHSD and, get his seal in biliteracy. He will eventually because we'll be supporting him. But, that's just letting you know that, when we tell parents that we have a plan and, we're in a sense promising things, we should keep our promise. So just wanted to uplift that. That was very disappointing, at least for myself, as I am a big supporter of this district and have always worked very well alongside all of you. This really hit hard. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Roberto Garcia.
All right. Hi, my name is Roberto Garcia. I'm an AUHSD graduate, an Area 2 resident, and candidate for the school board. And first off, I wanted to say thank you to the district staff. I saw in this latest agenda that the purchase orders were organized by fund, meaning that it was a lot more transparent to see where the money is being spent across the district, which is a great win for transparency. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that worked hard to make that happen. Secondly, I wanted to highlight the consent calendar. As it states, any member of the board, staff, or public may request an item to be pulled for discussion. That's what it says in the agenda. And I received a response from Superintendent Freed indicating that it's actually up to the discretion of the board. So they may decide whether it should be discussed or not. And so I understand that that's a process today. But how can we as a community feel confident that our voice is being heard when there continues to be roadblocks to get a proper discussion in a public setting? So I'd like to talk about 13.2. This particular item adds a change order of $1.2 million to a construction contract. That is an item that I believe would benefit from public discussion. Some questions that I have are, what was the original scope? And what changes have occurred that constitute a $1.2 million increase? That being said, I'm formally requesting that item 13.2 be pulled from the consent calendar for discussion. Yeah, this is not a blame game, and this ultimately, it's about holding each other to a standard that our community could be proud. En memoria de nuestra chulita mía.
Our next speaker is Henry Hilbrant.
Good evening, Board. My name is Henry Hillebrick. I represent 1,200 plumbers and steam fitters for Local 582, Orange County, many of our members who live in the city of Anaheim. I'm in here in support of the CWA 12.1, or 12.2, sorry. No, 12.1, sorry. And it would be great to have our members be able to work close to home. We have, especially down off of Ball, we have a lot of our members live in that neighborhood. They'd be close to home, be able to spend more time with their family instead of driving all over the place. Would you want an unskilled paramedic to take care of you, right? So I think it'd be a good idea to pass this in support of this and have union labor help build these schools with skilled and trained labor. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Andrew Gonzalez.
Good evening, Board, Superintendent, and staff. My name is Andrew Gonzalez, Council Representative for the Los Angeles and Orange County's Building Construction Trades Council, representing 14 trades, 48 local units, and 160,000 men and women throughout LA and Orange County. Here to speak in favor of 12.1, the Community Workforce Agreement. You know, I'm kind of standing here, it's an honor to stand with my union brothers and sisters fighting for the wages and benefits of the members that they represent. Every worker deserves the benefit of union representation. But there is one class of employees not guaranteed that right, and that's the people who are building your facilities here today. They are not guaranteed that right. We could rectify that here tonight by voting in favor of 12.1, the Community Workforce Agreement. Community Workforce Agreement ensures that every worker on your job sites is represented, whether a union member or not, by a union representation. They're guaranteed that the wages, the prevailing wages they're promised, are actually paid to them, not to mention the family-sustaining wages and benefits that your representatives here fight for today. They're not guaranteed that unless they're represented under a CWA. Beyond just that, what you get in return is the highest skilled and trained workforce possible to build your facilities. And you know that because our workers are trained in the gold standard of registered apprenticeship programs. Those programs are free to the students who attend them, and they're paid while they learn. They're paid union wages with the same union benefits they receive here today. On top of that, the Community Workforce Agreement incorporates a local hire priority so that your residents, your students, veterans, and graduates from pre-apprenticeship programs can get first bite at the apple when it comes to jobs right here on your job sites. All of these benefits come to you at not a single dime more in labor costs because the same prevailing wages you pay or are supposed to be paid to the employees are the same union wage benefits we negotiate with our private contractors. All of that at no additional cost. On top of that, we were actually in early conversation with members of staff here, and I'm sorry to see Scott go on his way. I've been meeting with him since late fall last year, talking about the CTE program and how we could incorporate our MC3 program, which helps guide potential apprentices through their apprenticeship journey. Some people find our apprenticeships through the normal ways, through a family or a friend, and they say, oh, I'll join that trade because I know somebody. And they realize maybe they wanted to do something else or they didn't have the skills. We can provide those skills for them and provide them the pathway to join one of a trade, the trade of their choosing to have a great career in the future. We can see how AI is changing the world of work. We are to keeping it the same through hard work with your hands out there in the hard heat. But we need to make sure the workers are trained, and we can only do that through Community Workforce Agreement. So I'm looking forward to long negotiations with you and a great evening tonight. But please vote in favor of 12.1, the Community Workforce Agreement. Have a great night.
Our next speaker is Nate Broughton. Sorry if I said that.
All right. Madam President, Superintendent, Assistant Superintendent, Clerk, Assistant Clerk, Board of Trustees, everybody here, everybody in TV land. My name is Nate Broughton. I'm a business agent, organizer with Local 709, which is the sprinkler fitters union out of Whittier. We cover a 50-mile radius from downtown Los Angeles. We cover most of Orange County except for the deep south part. I'm going to miss quite a bit of stuff because my brother Andrew really covered a lot of what I was going to say. So I'm going to miss that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that we're here because of education, correct? Right? Okay. I represent 1,100 plus members from my local. Our apprenticeship program is a 5-year program. These people don't pay to learn, and we teach them at the highest level. There is no higher level than what we do. Our apprentices go through this 5-year course, and when they graduate, they have basically gone through college. So now our graduates from our program can go back to a community college for about 6 months and graduate with an AA or a BA in construction sciences, and that was fully paid for. And all they had to do was go to work and learn and be the best that they can be. And I had that same opportunity, 2002. I jumped on it, and it's changed everything about me. I was rough. I was out of control. I got this opportunity, and I'm a father of 3. I'm a married man. I own my own home. It's because of what we do. And my brothers and everybody here that's in organized labor, whether it be construction, teaching, whatever it may be, the reason we do it is because we protect each other and we raise from the bottom and we come up. And that's what we do. This community workforce agreement that we're talking about, 12.1, it's huge, guys. It really is. And it does a lot for our communities. I was born at St. Joseph's, right across from Anaheim Stadium. I grew up in Brea. I love this community. Even though I'm not from Anaheim, I've spent a lot of my life here. This is really big, guys. It really is. We're in support of it, and I hope you guys would be too. So I thank you for your time. Enjoy your night. Thank you.
Our last speaker is Doug Mangioloni.
Madam President, board, and staff, my name is Doug Mangione. I'm speaking and I represent 2,500 skilled and trained electricians of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers here in Orange County, and we are supporting 12.1. Our training center is located right here in Orange County in Santa Ana. We're currently training 450 young men and women that are starting their careers as electricians. Our apprenticeships are jointly managed. You heard people talk today. Jointly managed, which means we are managed and funded by our contractor partners and our members at no cost to the students. They come out of here free of debt, starting their journey as a career as a construction electrician. Many of our members graduated from your schools and still reside in this area. This is a good area. People don't want to leave, you know. Just in our office, we found out today, my business manager graduated from Magnolia. Our vice president and his brother, both electricians, graduated from Magnolia. Our recording secretary last night told me he graduated from Magnolia. And then the outlier was one of our executive board members graduated from Western. So right now, you know, we're going to try and do a little survey to see with our membership, like we want to see who comes out on top. But right now, Magnolia is ahead. And the recording secretary currently works at the Water District down in Huntington Beach. The executive board members working building OC Vibe over here in Anaheim. So we stay here. But it does show the breadth of your district's influence on Orange County. And so we ask you tonight to please invest in your graduates, invest in your residents whose children go to your schools, to invest in our jointly managed apprenticeship programs, which prevailing wage requires a minimum of 20% of hours to go to apprenticeships. Invest in guaranteed good wages and benefits for their families. We ask you, please respectfully vote in favor of 12.1.
That concludes our public comments, and I will move on to superintendent and staff report. Dr. Freed.
Thank you, Board President. So a couple quick things. So first, as the board knows, and I heard throughout your reports, the excitement is definitely building across our district as we prepare to open our schools with our students on August 12th. I want to take a moment just to recognize and highlight the amazing staff that we have who are working diligently to prepare. We have our custodial and maintenance teams as an example who are making sure our campuses are clean and ready to go. We have our transportation department who is in the process of finalizing the routes, right, that will take our students to school. In addition to our teachers who are still on summer break and have come back to prepare their classrooms, and of course our site leadership teams, as you heard, we're at our leadership advance, learning and prepping for the work to start our school year. I also want to take a moment. I know Ron Flores made a comment about all the great things we're doing and getting the message out. As you know, we have the best director of communications in John Bautista. He and I have been working collaboratively together, and I'm excited that we're going to be launching, and this is one of many things, but I'm just going to share this as an example, our Unlimited Youth series, which is going to be highlighting students, families, and staff across our district, telling the stories of these people and the work that they're engaged in and how our programs and supports and services have helped them to succeed in their journey with our district. So more to come on that in the way that we showcase and share the great work we're doing. And also, I just want to share, we have been working closely, as you know, with all of our feeders. I know in particular we've been working close with Anaheim Elementary. We're proud of the great work they've done with their dual language and programs. We have also been working very intentionally to support the transition from junior elementary to our junior high and even high school. We do have a Korean dual language program that will be at Walker Junior High. We recently worked through the leadership of Nancy and Amy. We're getting transportation for those students. So all the things that we had talked about with those parents, we actually did follow through with. So I just want you to be aware. We're really proud of that work. We're going to learn a lot this year because that's at a different school than we've had in the past. But we're excited nonetheless to be able to support our students that come to us from Anaheim Elementary to make sure they continue with their dual language opportunities should they want to continue. So that's my report for tonight. But thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kwan.
Yes, thank you. So this evening, I'd like to share an update on Ed Division's approach to LCAP Goal 3, creating a safe, positive, and inclusive school campus. This was a priority that was uplifted by the community through our LCAP engagement process in the spring, and as comments that we've heard tonight. So this summer, our team took a concerted look at the work over the summer, and you'll see several pieces reflected in tonight's agenda. Our approach really begins at the Tier 1 level, where every student should experience strong relationships, engaging learning, and a sense of belonging in every classroom. So through our community-based learning and district-wide universal assets and needs survey that we are launching district-wide this year, we're strengthening the relationship-centered practices already taking place across our schools while elevating student voice and agency and collecting data at all levels, street level, map level, and satellite level. This work was a central focus of summer's Leadership Advance, where our school leadership teams aligned around a shared vision for creating the conditions which every student can thrive on every campus. This work will complement tonight's agenda item for the Stop It app, which provides students with a way to anonymously report safety concerns or ask for help. But we understand that this app is only as good as students trusting that a caring adult on that campus will listen, respond, and connect with them with the supports they need. Therefore, our priority remains with our relationship-centered practices. While this is a whole district Ed Division-wide approach, I'd like to take a moment to uplift that at the Tier 2 and Tier 3 levels, our newly appointed Director of Mental Health and Wellness, Dr. Tess Melendrez, and Dr. Adam Hernandez, our Director over Student Support Services, are helping to coordinate a more integrated system of mental health and behavior supports across departments and with our community partners, alongside the incredible work of our community school coordinators, counselors, school psychologists, social workers, wellness coaches, campus safety aides, and school resource officers. On tonight's agenda, you'll also see partnerships with Neutral Ground and Groundswell, which will expand our capacity to provide coordinated, targeted interventions and wraparound services for students with greater social and emotional and behavioral needs, including for our foster youth and students experiencing homelessness. Ultimately, we understand that this work is ongoing, but we wanted to share our commitment to strengthening a comprehensive system of support grounded in relationships, in data, and sustained through collaboration, so that every student can experience that safe, positive, and inclusive school campus. So thank you for letting me highlight a little bit of what Ed Division's doing.
Thank you. Yes, applause. Mr. Jackson? Dr. Nian?
Yes, so I know that many of you have toured the Hope campus. I just want to take this time to thank the principal and the assistant principal, Louis and Ryan. They did a fabulous job yesterday and today to showcase the entire community what the new campus is going to bring for the students there. I saw many families and the children going to all the different rooms, and just want to take this time to appreciate Patty and her team, and the construction team, and as well as the program management team there as well. They work tirelessly. I mean, literally, they're still trying to finish everything they can prior to school starting next Wednesday. School will be operational, but the last phase of project will be done in January. So when you get there, you're like, ooh, it still looks like a construction site. But everything will be ready for the kids, will be safe for them, all the different pathways so that they can come to campus and then be able to walk safely into their classrooms. And just the smiles on the students and their families today and yesterday was just so heartwarming. So really want to take this time to thank the staff and everybody on site to make this a amazing campus for them. So just want to say that.
Thank you. Mr. Ruda, report. Thank you. All right, we will now move on to our items of business. Beginning with 12.1, resolution number 2026/27, approved negotiation of a community workforce agreement for projects funded by the Measure K General Obligation Bond.
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Open for discussion, and I would like to start as the board member that agendized this item. I believe it's important that we invest in our community through a community workforce agreement. This will allow us, help ensure that our projects are built by skilled workers, that prevailing wage requirements are followed, and that we prioritize local hire practices. I know we heard tonight, some of the people working on our school construction projects are also parents and members of this district community. And when we invest in our schools, we're also investing in the families that we serve every day. I also see this as an opportunity to connect our students to more apprenticeship and skilled trade practices. As we continue to modernize our campuses, it's important to make sure that we are expanding our education opportunities for our students through apprenticeships, internships, and other workforce development opportunities. And I'm really proud of this board or previous board's work in the Measure H, also being part of a labor community workforce agreement and all of its successful projects while creating benefits for our community. So I look forward to discussing this with my colleagues.
Thank you. Thank you for the thank you. Go ahead.
Trustee O'Neill.
Who's going to answer questions? Dr. Nian?
We have a few
So we
people
do
answer
have our
questions.
attorneys present. We have Terry Tao and Terry Tao from Tao Rossini, and then Steve from AALR. They're both will be here. Terry is our lead counsel, and Steve will be the negotiator, I guess, for the contract if this were to be adopted. So we just want to make sure our attorneys are here to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board?
Start with
You go first, Trustee O'Neill.
Can you please explain the purported benefits of having a PLA or CWA?
Yes, there are many purported benefits to having a CWA. Obviously, there are the pathways that the CWA would potentially open to the apprenticeship programs, to skilled and trade jobs with the unions. There's mixed reviews about the cost impacts of CWAs. If you ask one side, they'll say that it brings the cost down. If you ask the other side, they'll say that it brings the cost up. The congressional research for the state of California said that independent studies just are lacking to show one way or the other. So there are many things that we can negotiate into the CWAs that give these kind of benefits for your students that increase those, these benefits other than the costs. There are Obviously, labor harmony benefits. You will have a no strike clause incorporated into the CWA. There are benefits to consistent working rules that are set up under the CWAs. There are benefits as far as purported benefits as to the maintenance of wage rates under the CWAs and things of that nature.
Okay. We've had a couple of bond measures passed since I've been on the board, and during this time, as I recall, we did not have a CWA in place for Measure Z. However, following Measure Z, for Measure H, we did use CWA. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So during the implementation of these bonds, meeting modernization and new construction, did we have labor issues with Measure Z that were difficult to resolve?
I was not counsel at that point, so are you aware?
We did have some problems during that time, but they are typical construction problems that may or may not be tied to whether or not there was a CWA active or not. So that's your kind of easy answer. I apologize.
Okay. So did we have any labor issues with CWA during our Measure H?
I am not aware. I do know that you had your fairly typical construction problems. The one thing that we did get reports of were one of your goals was to have more local hires. And interestingly, the goal of the unions was to bring more local hires, but because of the nature of your workforce here, many of them are smaller contractors, many of them non-union. So as a result, it appeared that there was a difference in the number of local hires based on the applicability of the CWA.
So you just mentioned the local businesses. Can you explain what the district was required to do under the CWA that we would not have had to do if we didn't have one?
The local vendors, the ones that are what I would call mom and pop shops, would either have to be signatories under a union agreement or would have to work out a special arrangement with them, which is not unusual, not really a problem in most cases, but with smaller businesses, sometimes they just don't want to do it. They don't want to bother. And they ended up not working on your project. At least that was that was what it is that it appeared from the paperwork, the numbers that we saw as far as local businesses.
Okay.
I should mention this. One of the goals that was set by the unions was to bring you more local hires. We've seen it done. It's possible. So that tier 1 that's in your agreement for the local zip codes, that's a very important piece of it because your goal is to give back to your community.
So from what you just said, would it be safe to say that it sounds like strict requirements that we were under, the local small specialty contractors, subcontractors didn't participate in the bid process because of what they had to go through?
That's what was our experience from the last bond. For some reason, the number of locals that were hired when there was no bond seemed higher than the number that was actually hired. I actually have the percentage here.
Okay.
So my understanding is, you know what, I can't put my fingers on it, but there was a fairly substantial difference between the two, and I can find it and supply it to you.
Okay. Under the CWA, was there an increase in cost to the district under the CWA?
There was, and it was primarily for administration. You had a vendor called the Solus Group, and they were required to help administer the CWA. They cost you $390,000.
Okay. And that was just the cost of us having to
That was just
monitor
the cost
it.
for having the monitor.
Okay. Okay.
Are there any other additional costs that are associated with this besides the administrative costs?
There was a survey that was done, and I'll just mention the survey. The district went to some of the other local districts and asked them, are there costs? And there is some evidence that with the union contracts, the number of subcontractors that are signatory to the union go down, which drives the price up. And then there's a anticipated price difference that was what we were hearing from the contractors and construction managers, as well as some of the architects, of about 10 to 15% is generally what the numbers were. We had some data that was specific from Long Beach Unified School District, and they were able to quantify across $34 million in projects in 2025 a measured difference of approximately 6%.
Okay, so tonight we talked a lot about transparency, and I think it's important that, like, I would like to know the added costs on some of these projects, or maybe the projection of that before, like, I can make an informed decision, because I feel like, okay, we talked about, I already know about the escalation costs, right? There's escalation costs, but also you just talked about the administrative costs. But then you said that there would be an increase in a percentage. So based upon the projects that we are going to be working on, I want to make sure that we know what we're headed in towards so that we can complete as many projects without taking money away from those other projects that we've been committing ourselves to. So with that said, I'd like to make a motion to table the item until we can get more information.
Yeah, just to go along with what you just said, Mr. Hoshi, if we're talking about the bond was $496 million, so let's say $500 million, and you mentioned 6%, 10%, 15%. 6% of that is $30 million that we're not able to put into the projects, or 10%, $500 million, or $50 million, and you can go up from there, $75 million. So I think we need to do a little bit more research before I am comfortable moving on to saying, well, I'm going to give up 6% or 7% or 8% or 10% or whatever it is.
Can we clarify, tonight's vote is to enter into negotiations, right? But they'll still be returning back to the board. Mr. Widow?
That is correct. That's my
okay.
understanding.
Right.
Got it. So,
I don't know if Mr. O'Neill seconded Mr.
Yes, I would second that.
Okay,
Yes.
so then there is a motion on the
floor.
table to be voted on by the board.
Okay.
do we vote on the original motion
It's the
first?
motion to
It's
table?
the motion to
It's the motion
table.
to table.
So I want to speak on that. I understand that you guys want to get more information, and thank you for clarifying. This is to approve negotiations, and there's so many things and so many factors I think that we could consider in a negotiation. And those concerns that you're bringing up, I think also could be talked about. This isn't a final vote on exactly what the negotiation will be. I'm not quite sure what you guys are, what the doubt would be, but I don't think that this is also just about cost only. Yes, We've managed to do most of our projects on time, on budget, under budget. But I also believe we have to make sure that we are giving back to the community as a public institution. And I think that without that, I mean, that's added value to this. It's also added value that the workers are union workers. I strongly believe in union workers. So on that, I think that your questions could be answered within a negotiation.
But if we were to approve this, that means we're negotiating for a contract, not knowing what our costs are going to be. And I think we need to know what those costs are before we even open the door to a negotiation.
That's what I'm asking for.
I think that the negotiations, right, staff would go back and identify projects, right, and then come back to us with the negotiations. Is that correct?
That is one of the ways to potentially mitigate costs. There are often proposals to set a threshold for projects, to say projects over a certain threshold will be subject to the PLA. That creates some cost instability, because if a project is estimated, say the threshold is $500,000, the project's estimated at $450,000, it's bid non-union, the bids come back at $600,000. Now there's a question of whether that project needs to be rebid. So there are things that we can do to bring those costs down that are potentially associated with the PLA, such as a project list, which stabilizes what projects specifically will be subject to the PLA. And many projects, especially bigger projects, will not have the cost impacts that smaller projects will. You'll see a much larger impact with smaller projects than you will with larger projects, because many of those larger projects are being constructed by union contractors anyway. So there are many things that we can do.
Trustee McCullough.
All right, thank you. First and foremost, we are moving towards an approach towards community schools, right? That is our whole framework in our educational pedagogy. Now, in addition, I think it's a contradiction to also not also focus the very construction that our community members voted for, right? Our neighbors voted for this bond. And I think it's important that we prioritize or guarantee that our neighbors, our community members who voted for this, get the guaranteed work to work and the pride to work on their own schools and their own facilities. And as somebody who's visited a lot of these schools and looked at the quality and the amount of time and dedication these workers work in the day and then go to night school. I mean, and someone who was trustee for 2 terms at Anaheim Elementary and very pleased with the work with the bond monies from G&J. I'm ready to vote on this. I believe that we are voting now at the table and then first, correct?
Mr. Yes.
Again, I want to just make sure, I want to be a person, we are talking about, I heard all the unions tonight come up and talk about transparency, and I hear a lot of people make comments about transparency, and I want to be able, as a board member, to make an informed decision about the escalated costs, about costs, added costs and things, before I can, in my heart, make a real decision. And all I'm asking for us is for us to be, to do a little bit more research to make an informed decision. I think I owe it to the people in the area
and we've been
that I
given
represent.
emails and documents and numbers, and I
need
get
to
it,
know-
but I think our community is worth the additional cost.
Yes, I know we had an informational item a couple months ago for questions and answers.
In the millions? I would like to see how it impacts like a huge project like Walker Junior High School.
And that's $66 million. So we take 6% of 66. That's a pretty good chunk of change coming out of that school that we can't do now, or 10% or whatever the percentage is. I like to know what we're talking about, and we don't know what we're talking about.
That's my point.
So,
And I think the public should know what we're talking about. Here, I know my colleague sitting here was very adamant about the community and giving it to them, but yet but you could be giving them more work under a different scenario. So I think we need to know what those scenarios are. What is it? What are we really looking at? I don't know. The public, they don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's very hard to determine what the potential impacts will be before the project is bid. So it's, we can potentially run some models to get some idea based on past projects.
Yeah.
We can potentially put out RFP, requests to previous contractors to ask what their multipliers would be under a PLA, but there are limited things that we can say to give certainty as to what the cost increase.
I'm not trying to shoot the unions down. We have 5 unions in our district.
6.
Pardon me, 6 units in our district, and I have union friends, so that's not an issue. It is what is best for the community, what is best for our students, and that's the bottom line. Whether it's union or non-union or partial, or we negotiate different levels or whatever, I think we need more background.
I know we're discussing
But-
the tabling, but there's
Yeah.
also, Terry, can you also kind of bring to mind that when the costs go up at that time, and we didn't have a lot of local folks at the time, there were like 100 bonds at the same time that had passed. And I know that was a lot of issue that our school district had, and a lot of the local issues, a lot of other districts had, where we couldn't get local work, and then the costs of materials went up too. So I think some of that history we have to remember. There were a lot of bonds going on at the same time, and a lot of people spread thin.
You have had an unusual amount of escalation, and that's been the case throughout California. We did sense that there was some difficulties around here bidding projects. And I think that was true generally throughout Southern California for a while. Even now, with the fires, it takes away certain trades. It just happens. What we generally find is there are certain priorities of the district. So I'm primarily focusing on those priorities when we go and ask these questions so that I can bring the data back to you. So that's why we focused on the 2, which is, 1 is their cost, and 2 is are you meeting what it is that you intended with regard to your local hire?
Yeah, I don't think putting this off one board meeting is going to be detrimental to the district. It could be positive to the district. So I think that's what Mr. Hoshi and I are asking for.
I think we can you explain the local hire practices? I know there's 3 tiers. Tier 1 is the zip codes within the district graduates. And then tier 2 is surrounding radius around the district. And I believe just tier 3 is Orange County and Los Angeles County. So I know we've had discussions or informational item discussions on this item. And appreciate all our unions here tonight, and appreciate all my colleagues' comments. But we can call on the vote if we'd like to take. That's the first motion, correct? For the table.
The vote for table, yes.
Okay, so I will call for the vote for tabling, and I will do a roll call. Trustee O'Neill.
We're voting for the.
This is to table.
To table, aye.
Trustee McCullis.
Nay.
Trustee Hoshi.
Yes.
Trustee Randall Trejo.
No.
And I vote no. So that is a 3-2.
Now we go back.
Not to table. So now we go back to the original item, looking to enter into negotiations, and we're still open to questions because this is going to come back to the board, correct, Terry? After we,
It will, yes.
If it's passed, okay. So I will now call the vote for the original resolution to enter into negotiations and return to the board with possibilities, and that is also a roll call vote. Trustee O'Neill.
No.
Trustee McCullis.
Aye.
Trustee Hoshi.
No, because I can't make an informed decision.
Trustee Randall Trejo.
Aye.
And I vote aye. So that is a 3-2 vote.
Passed. Okay.
Thank you, Terry, for your
right,
time.
thank you very
Nancy.
Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
I will now do item 12.2, resolution number 2026, request for proposals for managed print solution and other related electronic equipment, apparatus and services.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Nope.
12.2.
12.2, yeah.
Print Solutions.
Seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Trustee O'Neill?
Aye.
Trustee McAuliffe?
Aye.
Trustee Hoshi?
Aye.
Trustee Reynolds Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That's 5-0. 12.3, resolution number 2026, requests for proposals for vape and safety sensory system and other related electronic equipment, apparatus and services.
So moved.
Second.
I just want to share that, it was actually students that brought this up.
Yes.
During an event, I believe at Cypress, that I saw that they initiated during a fourth period RSVP event where they got students to come together and talk about real issues. And a big issue that they were having was kids vaping in the bathrooms. In fact, when I was a teacher at Loera, kids were vaping right next door to my classroom every day, right? And I think that it's powerful that this is a student ask, right, to have these detectors. I fully support this, so thank you.
My comment is we had a pilot program at Loera and at Cypress. And so I wanted to do and find out the findings from that year pilot that we had last year, and to see, because again, if we're going to be doing this district-wide, we do need to have some systemness and not, oh, use this one here or this, so that we're all speaking the same language.
Absolutely.
And we're dealing with the same issue. So can anybody comment to that, or can we get a report on that, or for a future one?
We had a report.
But we did.
Ms. Kwan.
We can reshare a report on the.
I just want to make sure that our audience and our constituents know as well.
So both Cypress and Loera did a full year pilot with the vape system Halo. Both schools reported tremendous declines in activity happening in the restroom. There is some learning to be had, the calibration of sensitivity of the detector. Those are things that we got to learn from both Cypress and Loera. Also our interventions and how we support our students. If a sensor goes off, and how we approach our students and engage our students in that conversation as a way to build relationships with our students. Again, both sites showed incredible learning and positive experiences with the vape system. At one point, one of our schools saw an 80% decline at the peak to a stable number in bathroom alerts going off. Mm-hmm.
So as we do more building and everything, we're pleased with this system and we would be using the system in future the new bathrooms that we're building.
So what we learned from the pilots is a system to use a piece of technology. So this is a request for proposal for similar technologies to come so that we can be fiscally responsible in which ones we choose.
And I know Magnolia High School was one of the schools, correct?
Magnolia High School, in one of their buildings, in the new building, as part of new building construction parameters, received one. It is the new building with the front office there, and so it wasn't quite poised to have a true pilot in the way that we had for Loera and Cypress, where a lot of student traffic was in those restrooms.
Got it.
So using that data that you have, I don't know why this came out, but perfume and things like that, right?
Sometimes perfume triggers the
That's
alert.
stuck in
Yes.
my brain reading, the report that would trigger that. But this is so that you can find a
Wow.
company that has that could take care of that.
Any other questions? Seeing none, this is a roll call vote. Trustee O'Neill?
Aye.
Trustee McCullis?
Aye.
Trustee Hoshi?
Aye.
Trustee Randall Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote aye. It's 5-0. 12.4, resolution number 2026, annual certification of course-based independent study for the 2026 through 2027 school
So
year.
moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Just for the audience's sake, could you just give a little bit of understanding why we have to vote on this and what it is?
Yes, Ms. Kwan.
So each year, Cambridge Virtual Academy runs a course-based independent studies. They are required to renew their ability to offer that and promise that we go through auditing of the learning agreements with students, that the courses are audited, that the school continues to look to see that they are helping our students gain the mastery of the content that we're offering through Cambridge Virtual Academy. It is a slightly different independent course model that is a traditional independent studies program.
Thank you.
Seeing no other questions, this is a roll call vote. Trustee O'Neill?
Aye.
Trustee McCullis?
Aye.
Trustee Hoshi?
Aye.
Trustee Randall Trejo?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That's 5-0. 12.5, resolution number 2026, Chicano Heritage Month.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? I just want to give a shout out. I know I was a member that agendized this item a couple years back when I started on the board, and just really celebrating the heritage of our Chicano students. I'm very proud to have led this work, and thank you to the board for recognizing our students. And this is a
It's our
rural,
largest population.
largest population student. That is correct. Yes.
Very good.
And this is a roll call vote. Trustee,
Is
sorry,
this
go ahead.
this month, August or
Yes.
September?
This month, August.
Okay, and then the Hispanic Heritage Month is another month, correct?
September
Okay.
to October.
September.
Yeah.
Okay.
To October.
Halfway.
Which we'll be celebrating next month. Any other questions?
Nothing, but just know I'm bringing Filipino in October.
Thank you. This is a roll call vote. Trustee O'Neill.
Aye.
Trustee McCullis. Trustee Hoshi.
Aye.
Trustee Randall Trejo.
Aye.
And I vote aye. It's 5-0. 12.6, school connected organizations.
So moved. Take all of them.
To take all of them.
Taking all of them. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor vote aye.
Aye.
That's 5-0. 12.7, revised board policy 6603.01, health and welfare benefits from management employees upon retirement from district service, second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any comments or questions?
Yes, I think there seems to be a little bit of not understanding what the benefit of this would be. Could you just briefly give an explanation?
So, yes, so this is the total amount being proposed would be the maximum amount, right? Because there are a lot of people that are eligible. It may not mean they're going to take the benefit when that time comes. They could still work all the way till whenever they choose to retire. So this would be the maximum dollar amount that could happen. It is hard for a lot of times to attract administrators to come and work in our district. If you're already been somewhere else and you want somebody who's experienced, for them to come to get the 15 years, that will be kind of tough. The other thing is this: we have always had a sort of a Me Too benefits across the district, including all bargaining groups, including management, right? We have done that for salaries and benefits year after year. And I think even our all the associations have been very, very excited and for everyone. So I just wanted to state that this is something that we wanted to do for both, but the reason why we are taking it to the second reading this time is because the group for management is non-representative versus the other group. But when we've said already from day one, this will be implemented at the same time on December 1st. So just want to make sure that the dollar value will be the maximum, and that's assuming every single person who's eligible would take it, which probably will not happen. I mean, we are estimating probably, Leanne, correct me if I'm wrong, we said maybe like 30%. I mean, but it's about 30% that we think could take it. There are some people already very, very excited. They are talking to us, and we said, no, you have to wait until December 1st. Because we want the school to get started, right? So I know some of the staff was like, oh, are you going to retro it back to, let's say, now? We said, no, you have to finish the semester. So just in terms of operations, and, the schedule's already done. Our kids are coming back next week, right? So we don't want to have changes either for that. But the idea is, our district has been has always been treating our employees, regardless of management or classified employees, to have extend the same benefits. And we heard from both certificated and classified groups that they are very excited to get this benefit. And the thing is, we will get savings. So when people retire, they usually retire at a higher level. And then when there's a replacement, so there is a savings in there. And we would obviously calculate that when that happens, because right now we cannot anticipate, but there's a pretty big savings, especially for when a teacher retire. And, so even this morning, I had one teacher was talking to me about it, and she's like, yeah, you want to get us expensive people out. I was like, I know, if you want to teach, continue to teach. But she's like, I'm actually very excited. So there are a lot of people coming up to us and asking us a lot of questions. And I said, yes, you have to wait until the end of the semester pretty much to retire if you choose. But the idea is we've always got the same benefits for all groups in our district.
Dr. Nian, can you share how we compare to other surrounding districts?
Right. So there are even districts who are actually only at 5 years, and their age is even lower than ours. A lot of districts are 55, either 5 years or 10 years, depending. And so we are actually, when we survey, we're one of the districts with the highest requirement of the 60 and 15 years. There's nobody like us in the area. So, maybe there's some outliers, but for us, when we survey, and we have a lot of employees that said, they told us, I already have like 30 plus years and I already can retire, but because of health benefits and I can't. And so once we know who's going to retire, we can definitely do a calculation to see what the savings will look like. But this will be the cost, and there will be savings to offset this. And that's the reason why we have looked at multiple studies. We have looked at different age, different years of service, and all the different modelings to come to this place. And we do also want to thank Leanna and Laura in our benefits office are doing a lot of this work. They've also contacted other districts as well. Laura has done so much work in this area to make sure we're prepared. And so I know she's getting a lot of calls too from very many employees who are very excited about the possibility. And once we hope this will get approved tonight, then we will be sending out a FAQ to the entire district as well. So that will be our next step.
When does that happen?
Very soon. I think we just have to review, but Laura and Leanna has been working quite a bit on that so far. So it should be done pretty quickly. Yeah, once it's not approved yet.
Like
so
December-ish.
No. The FAQ will be going out
Earlier
soon.
than that.
Yes, soon.
Okay.
So hopefully within a couple weeks, the FAQ. Couple of days. Yeah. Couple of days. Yeah, they've been working on it. So because people do have a lot of questions. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jackson, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add also too that, as we're dealing with declining enrollment, this really insulates the district. When you have an increase in retirements as you're dealing with declining enrollment, it really insulates the district from a potential layoff. So it allows us to protect our employment base as well.
Thank you, and that's a good point. So we do project to decline by staffing, right? We know that because of base our enrollment. We have been very fortunate. We also have people that have retired. So we haven't had to do the quote unquote the layoff in our district. And this is one of the reasons so that we can encourage people who are ready to retire, and then we probably won't fill those positions based on declining enrollment. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons why we want to do this. It's actually cheaper for us to implement this ourselves than it will be to doing this, any other programs.
Yes. And I know as one of the members on the Health Insurance Committee, I know there's a lot of talk about coverage for health insurance before Medicare, right? So this item would support our employees, allowing them to retire with continued health coverage rather than delaying retirement, right, without health benefits.
Correct. And the savings is huge, right? So You look at a teacher salary to see where they're at the top of the scale, and then the people who come in, maximum, I believe, is 7 years, right? That they can, step 7 will be the maximum. So that's a huge difference of a step 26 versus step 7 on the teacher salary. So that's a huge benefit to that. So the additional, let's say 3 years that the district's paying will be more, the savings will be a lot more than what we're paying out.
I think, repeat that again, because I think people have misunderstood that this is maybe an unlimited, for retirement forever, and it's only until
Medicare coverage, yeah.
Right. So currently, staff get it from age 60 to 65 when till they are in Medicare.
And
so this will move down the age to 57. But the savings that we get is when people retire, they're retiring at a much higher salary level. Right? And then when somebody come in, so you have somebody who's, let's say, $120,000 versus a teacher that comes in at $70,000. That's $50,000 plus statutory benefits. So there are going to be savings in there. And we then, because we're in declining enrollment, then we also do not have to issue layoff notices. So there's multiple reasons why we want to bring this item to board.
Thank you for the time and effort, staff, for putting this together. We appreciate it.
Any other questions? All right. This is not a roll call. All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's 5-0. Thank you. (12.8) Revised Board Policy 6317.32 Fringe Benefits, first and final reading.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Dr. Nina, can you explain what this item will now bring to the board?
Usually we have 2 readings, but because we do want to take this and to make sure that this announcement gets out to all employee groups, when school starts, or, today, then they are aware. And I believe Mr. Jackson already has worked with other unions for the MOUs as well. So it's also in this agenda. Obviously, so all the unions are in support of this agenda item, and the idea is, they are now going to be able to communicate back to the membership about this new exciting benefits for everyone.
Nice.
Got it.
And all the MOUs been signed and delivered.
Thank you. Thank you both for your work on that. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's 5-0. 12.9 School-sponsored student organizations.
So moved. Take all of them.
Taking them all. Any comments?
I wanted to pull item, sorry. My eyes are tired. Sorry, this came up so fast. Where is it? 12.9.2.
Move balance.
Second.
All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
That's 5-0. And now 12.9.4. Or which one was it? Sorry.
So moved.
Second.
I just wanted to bring up that these are student organizations, and that we're honoring. We're almost to voting for all of these, but we love students getting together and coming up with these clubs that enhances their their activities at school and their learning. And we always thank the principals and the teachers for standing up, for helping be club leaders on the campuses too. But I just wanted to read this. It's the AI group, and this is a student, what they wrote for their purpose of the group. The purpose of our group is to lead the youth and newer generations in the ethical use of AI to benefit students, businesses, and communities. And we aim to promote progress by helping local businesses improve their proficiency with AI technology. For instance, our goal is to assist businesses who lack a website by utilizing AI to design and create a fully operating website with a variety of tools such as chat, customer service and assisting resources. In turn, students will be able to gain volunteer hours through a volunteer organization. I think this is what we strive to do in AUHSD. So I just wanted to pull that out. Read this for you guys and read this for the public. So I feel that the students are owning their education, they're owning what they're learning, and then they're giving back to the community.
Ms. Guerrero, can I make a comment about, I didn't pull these, but I just wanted to acknowledge the Anaheim High School Chalk Club, Children's Hospital of Orange County.
Point of order, I'm sorry, I think we have to finish on that one before we move on to the next one.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, Trustee Hoshi.
Any other questions on
Sorry.
this code?
I just wanted to share that in addition to that, as a former teacher who advised 8 clubs on campus, there is a process. And I know the process, but I think it's important for the public to note that it's not teachers, administrators who initiate clubs being adopted on campus. So who's the one who initiates if they want to form a club on campus?
Students.
I'm just clarifying it. Okay, so it's students. It's not us. It's the students. And then we review the club and the thing, and then we approve it.
But then they have to find an advisor.
And then they have to find an advisor on top of that.
Club.
Exactly. So I just wanted to clarify that for our public.
So.
Okay, so voting on.
Well, I didn't think.
Yes. Okay, voting on Anne Marie's. It was 12.9.2.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All in favor of 12.9.2?
Aye.
And then Ron, you wanted to pull which one?
No, we've already voted on it. He just wanted to make a
Oh,
comment.
you made a comment. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, but also, I wanted to make a comment because I think Ms. Reno Trejo, this Live Challenging Academy 12.9.3, one of the purpose of the group, through seeing the many problems and improvements that can be fixed, we are passionate to make a change in our school campus as well as outside of our school campus. I think that's very commendable. And so I just wanted to, these kids are thinking of these things, and, I think they're modeling some behavior we should have sometimes, by being curious and things. And
Excellent. Thank you. Moving on to 12.10 agreement. AFL Learning LLC, Servite High School.
I think that's awful.
Oh, awful.
Yes, so moved.
It is.
Second.
Comments or questions? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to ask the same question I asked you, Jaren, just for members of the public to understand, because there's misinformation, again, out there that we're spending money on private schools. Can you please clarify what 12.10 is, Jaren?
Yeah, so we have, as part of our work as a public school, we actually get some funding, and I know Dr. Seema Sidhu, who oversees this work, where we work closely with some of our more local private schools. So when they have professional learning or certain things, they work through her office, and we have money that's earmarked to support them with this. It's not a ton of money, but they do come to us for these things, and then it's not coming out of our budget per se, it's money that's already earmarked to support them. So Dr. Sidhu's office works closely with our, Servite, it was Rosary, Connolly, there's a few others, I think local, like Christian or Catholic private schools. When they have these kinds of requests, they come to us. We have to adopt it through our process, and then once if approved, they get the funding to do the professional learning or utilize the service that they had requested.
Yeah, we're basically a pass-through.
Yep, a pass-through.
It's not our money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you, Dr.
It just does take time with our administrators to have to
Yeah. Correct.
Because we are public quite to work.
But also, it's a
100%
lot less, too, right? Because we don't have Connolly, we don't have a lot of other private schools within Anaheim anymore.
Correct. Some of them have closed down, so yes, but we do have the money to support them as a pass-through
Yep.
when these things come up.
Got it. Favor, vote aye.
Aye.
It's 5-0. 12.11 Memorandum of Understanding, California Home Building Foundation, Building Industry Technology Academy.
So moved.
Second.
Yes, very excited for this idea. This will bring the BIDA program to Sycamore Junior High School.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Exciting.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is awesome.
I know that the program's very strong at Anaheim High School, so excited to see it begin at its feeder junior high. Any other comments or questions?
So this program is starting, it's a pilot program that's starting in Sycamore right now? Okay, and then it will go through high school and so forth. And I was just really kind of wondering, again, I wanted clarification on ROP versus this program and the difference. And then I was looking through the MOU on this, and I noticed that there was a lot of like things that the district was responsible for, like the building, the equipment, and that CHP, the California Home Building Foundation, is going to help us with fundraising, and then we also have the Perkins grant too. So I just want to see how all this kind of works together.
Mr. Rendell, yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, absolutely, and thank you, Jessica, for the kind words and the board from earlier. So this, yeah, very excited about this. We were able to implement at Sycamore Junior High School over the last couple of years junior high exploratory courses that lead into the pathway at Anaheim High School. But what we wanted to do is really provide the flexibility for kids to take that Beta 1 course. Because the curriculum will then continue with ROP at Anaheim High School, it made sense to have the same curriculum and make sure that our teacher, Sean McBride is the teacher at Sycamore, who's going to be teaching this. He has access to the curriculum. That was the primary purpose of putting through this MOU. In terms of the costs of running the pathway, everything else, it's very similar to any of our AUHSD provided pathways. We'll fund it with Perkins funding or other CTE available funding. The staffing and administrative support will be very similar to our other CTE pathways, but this gives us an avenue to collaborate with ROP, and Sean will be collaborating with the BITA teacher at Anaheim High School. They're in the loop on this whole plan, and they're very supportive of it. They're going to invite Sean to their PLC meetings, so a lot of collaboration going on there.
How many students are we talking about?
Initially we have one section, so I think we'll have 20, 25 students enrolled right now. It might increase by the beginning of the school year here. But as that exploratory courses, as those gain some steam, I think we'll see more sections for the students. And Simon Builders is on board with us on this as well and has already provided funding to support it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Thank you, Scott. 12.12, order form instructive, formerly known as Parchment Inc.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
It's 5-0. 12.13, salary increase for Executive Director, Greater Anaheim Special Education Local Plan Area GASOPA.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Maybe just explanation to the community about how SELPA works for us.
Yes, Dr. Nian.
Yes, so basically, it's how their contracts run through our district because we're at the AU for the SELPA here. So whatever that usually what we negotiate, they also get that at their end as well. So they pay for their own employees, but but because of the way how they're structured, it's coming through here. Mm-hmm. So they get the same benefits as we do as well. So that's why we have the salary of the same 4.57% to the executive director, as well as the next agenda item, as well as the same retiree health benefits as well.
Nancy, it says that it's effective July 1st, 2025. So does that mean that there's retroactive pay?
Correct, since we also, in our district, all the bargaining, the increases retro back to July 1st.
Okay.
With all the rest of our employees within our district as well.
And how does SELPA get their funds?
From the state and the federal as well, and so it's like a pass-through for to come through as well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, thank you for clarifying that.
No problem.
Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
It's 5-0. 12.14, Memorandum of Understanding, Retiree Health and Welfare Benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Nancy, do we know how many people actually qualify for the incentive?
So for this one, Leanna, it's about 350 So about 350, and then the maximum amount, as you is showing the board agenda item, will be the maximum that if everyone takes it. So we think about 30% as well that would possibly take it. So obviously, this is a much bigger group, so this is anybody else except for management group.
Yeah.
So this is the, this is your item, but we've been working on this in your office, so, but yeah, so this is the same benefits.
Yes, collaborative item, yes, thank you.
Exactly, because, yeah,
Yes.
he does all the MOUs, but we do all the kind of background, all the
financing,
work. So, yes, it's been, so basically, we're like, okay, go finish your MOU now. So he's been chasing everybody, so.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's 5-0. Item 13, consent calendar. Any members wishing to pull?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I gotta find it.
I'm gonna pull 13.23.
It's gonna take me a minute to find it.
No worries, no worries.
Okay.
Buckle B and Associates. 13.23.
Well, are you, Trustee O'Neill, maybe 10, 11, and 12?
Oh, pardon me?
10, 11, and 12, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
Yes.
Pull.
Motion for the ballot.
Thank you.
While he's finding that.
13.2,
13.2,
13.5,
13.5.
13.21, 13.23.
You
I
surpassed
pulled that
me.
one already, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
24
13.2
and 25.
and 25.
Not 18?
Okay.
Motion for the balance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I will be taking these in order, beginning with 13.2.
Okay.
13.2.
So moved.
So
Second.
moved, second.
Thank you. Trustee Hoshi.
Dr. Nian, can you explain the costs on this?
Yes, so the additional cost is due to the added scope that we have assigned this architecture firm for the Handle project as well as the Magnolia Field that's going in. So Handle project is a pretty substantial amount. Currently, this architect is already part of the firm that was selected already prior. So we're just assigning them the work. And then additionally, the Magnolia Field is also being designed at this point. So the additional cost is due to these two projects.
So those weren't initially in?
Because
proposal?
the architects, they were signed back in, Patty, about 4 years ago or 5 years ago, correct? With the last RFP.
Close to 5. Pretty soon we're going.
Come to the podium, please, yes.
Yes, if you could come to the mic, thank you.
Hello all. So pretty soon we're going for another RFP for architectural services. So it's going to create a new pool of architects. Many of them we want to keep, so we're going to go through the interview process. I want to clarify, this is for design services. It's not construction.
Correct.
It's not a project. It's not a construction project.
Yes.
So we are actively involved with our bond, obviously, in design services, right? As we're completing projects, we're also designing projects. So until we have that RFP, we are engaging with architects, right? And we're in the middle of the design services, so we need room, right, in our agreement. That's why we're augmenting to make sure we can continue working, having the architect work on those designs.
Thank you, Patty.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other
Yes.
questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye. Aye. It's 5-0. 13.5. Slow move. A second. Sorry, go ahead. Trustee Hoshi.
This has to do with the Korean Institute of Southern California. And I noticed that we were getting students from like neighboring
This is only for Saturday.
This is for Saturday. But I'm hoping that if they find out about our dual immersion program, that maybe we can, that would be.
He's my neighbor.
Oh,
And
he's your-
I talked to him.
Okay.
And I went and spoke to their graduation last year. Remember I reported on that? They're very appreciative because they
Yeah.
came from Cerritos and they came to our district to meet. So, yes, they're very aware of our program.
Our program.
And I think their son is going to Kennedy now.
Good, because
Nice.
Yeah.
Ms. Kwan, we have the dual immersion program for Korean at Walker and Kennedy.
Yes.
Correct?
Well, this will be our first year instituting, so the intention is that it'll be a Walker Kennedy feeder pattern.
Yeah, pathway,
Okay.
yeah.
And how many do we have on record that came from Anaheim Elementary to our district?
I don't have those numbers.
Is it under
exactly.
10?
It might be around, if not just under. So, but we were able to backfill. We were able to recruit from.
We were able to recruit
within our students who are our current students taking Korean language. So we offer Korean language as well. So
Okay.
we have current students who are taking Korean language as part of our world language offerings, who joined the dual language immersion program, and our team at Walker Junior High School did actively recruit outside folks to come join. That is a little bit of the logistics in working with different school district. This is the first year handoff from the elementary to our district, and
just to
attracting
clarify,
all students from,
some of the parents that were at Anaheim Elementary, and I was at Anaheim Elementary, I pushed for Korean immersion, right? Some of those parents from Anaheim Elementary decided not to continue. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
I mean, the clarification is you have to have a full class. We can't have a class of 10, 15. That's not fair to the other teachers on the campuses, universal throughout our district. So we have to have a significant amount of students to create a classroom.
Correct.
Yeah, it has to be cost effective and
You're 100% correct. And as this being year one, we obviously wanted to commit through this transition. We're going to closely monitor. We have some ideas in case enrollment doesn't go up from this that we think we might be able to do to salvage it, but we don't want to put the cart before the horse. We want to first analyze.
We don't want to have the same thing happen with our
Correct.
other
Correct.
because if we don't have a significant number of students taking a class, we cannot. It's not cost effective. It's not fair to the other teachers in our district, and so we have to do what we can. And thank you for trying. Thank you for the efforts. Really appreciate that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
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 5-0. Taking 13.10, 13.11, and
No. Wait,
sorry.
Take 13.11 first.
Okay, 13.11.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, I made an error. I shouldn't have pulled that.
Oh, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Now, 13, 10, and 12.
13.10 through and 13.12.
Yes, so moved.
Second.
Second.
Comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nay. Abstentions.
Aye.
Nays. None. So 401. Thank you. I was trying to do math.
Higher math.
There's like 13.3. Okay, 401. Taking 13.23.
So moved.
Second.
Second, thank you. Yes. How is the district promoting the Stop It Solutions app? Is anyone able to?
Are we on?
Talk?
I'd like to invite Dr. Adam Hernandez to come up. I'll share really briefly that our Stop It app right now, we have actively distributed flyers at our registration. It is now standing permanent on our websites. I'll also let Dr. Hernandez share some of the developments that he's putting into place to continue to uplift Stop It app.
Yeah, good evening. Most of our school sites take advantage of the Stop It app resources that are available from Stop It app. There's videos, there's parent messaging, there's also ways to promote it on the schools that have student messages that go out during, I can't think of the shared.
Parent Square?
Yes, Parent Square. And a lot of our mental health professionals also put it on their signature line when they're communicating with parents and students. that they're servicing well from our counselors, social workers, and school psychologists. So it's posted, it's advertised, it's on our district website. So we do a good job of putting it out there, so much that over the last 18 months, we have about 800 submissions from Stop It App, of which 58 of those have been escalated. And what that means is that there's students out there that understand if they see something, say something, and that escalates, and Stop It actually calls a live person. So myself and Lorena Stout in our department actually are the tiered levels that reach out to the sites, and they call us at any time of night when a lot of activity happens, so that we can actually outreach and do wellness checks and potentially save some lives.
Good. I'd like to make a comment. I just found out from a principal that a student had used the Stop It app a few weeks ago. This student had graduated from our district. They were alumni. And on a Saturday, they used it, and Lorena over here, she responded to this student in crisis, and they got a hold of that student after they, submitted that, and within 2 hours, there were people at the house. So this is working, and I just think it's incredible that this student who had graduated, is still using this resource.
And it truly is a team effort, because the contact with Stout or myself, as it escalates, I just want to give a shout out to our administrators, because they are actually called from the site that the student is at, or where the issue is reported. So they're up at night too, talking to PD, talking to mental health professionals to make sure that those students are taken care of.
So Adam, I want to thank you, and Lorraine, I want to thank you too.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's 5-0. 13.24.
So moved.
Second.
I just wanted a distinction because these programs are so put together. I know that there's complexities, and some of our schools have them and others don't. So I just wanted to know, I mean, I hear great things about these programs, that kids are creating their own programs, and that is, it's school students that have their voice, and they're really creating things for their student bodies. And I think people need to know about that.
Sure, I'd like to maybe invite Lorena Stout. Are you going to come up for Groundswell? I'll share. Groundswell offers 2 specific services in our district. One is called Bridges, which is an expert advisor for a student-led club around mental health, social emotional learning, and community building. So it would be like a club advisor, but coming from Groundswell, this advisor does have specific expertise in this area. And then there's also restorative justice personnel. And so our school sites are looking at which one is best integrated into their systems. As we know, community-based partnerships are great, but they're only as good as how we integrate it into our system to build our capacity. And so Lorena Stout, Dr. Adam Hernandez, Dr. Tess Melendrez, this is the type of work that we're looking at over the summer to ensure that these are integrated into our system and not something that is just there. Anything else you want to add to that?
You pretty much nailed it. It was that the Bridges program. The Bridges program is the one that's more student-led. Like she stated, there's an advisor, someone from Groundswell with their expertise, helps that advisor with the students, and they do a lot of things around campus that are student-led, which is why she kind of compared it to a club, because they're trying to make change at the site-wide, like culture-wise. The other one is the restorative program. If a site chooses to use that program, they have what's called a restorative justice specialist, and they partake in everything. They even do workshops for the teachers. They can work one-on-one with the teachers to implement circles in the classroom, They help a lot with student conflict and mediations to restore those relationships. Sometimes they help with town halls. So like, for example, we were having a lot of our families just fear with what was going on with ICE. So like Magnolia did like a little town hall circle with their families so to help, with that. So they do a lot of great work at our campuses.
So, I want to echo what Mr. Flores had talked about today, because I think that we have a lot of wonderful programs like this, and we need to let our community know. I mean, and it's student-led too, so I really like that. And but we need to get the word out and do a little bit better at that, maybe.
We could definitely work on that, Mr. Hoshi.
And if I may, I just want to share that while our we're very grateful for our community organizations, they are being supplemented by the staff that we have in our district right now, our community school coordinators, our counselors, our social workers, our school psychologists, and the work that we're doing to increase our coherence is making sure that we are not being redundant in our services for students and really coordinating our services across all of our resources so that all of our students can be served.
Was this ever called a different program in our district at one
Yes.
time? And because I think that we've had a long-standing relationship.
Groundswell was formerly known as Orange County Human Relations, OCHR.
Yes.
They rebranded and now they're Groundswell. But we've been longtime partners with them for many, many years.
How long has that partnership been in?
Well, prior to me being an assistant superintendent, it was still here, so that was over 12 years ago.
Okay.
Long time.
I didn't make that connection. I was the advisor to Bridges, so I worked hand in hand with folks from the Orange County Human Relations, and I learned a lot, right? And it's great to have that additional support, especially with restorative practices, because oftentimes as a teacher, you're so worried about teaching the content, you don't have somebody who's able to like work with you. So, okay, nice.
Yes. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Lorena. 13.25.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Hoshi, do you have a question?
That's Mikva, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I just wanted, again, I wanted to find out, like, how many teachers, are involved in Mikvah this year, or because I know I'm looking at all the things that they're doing with our, democracy things, or, do our teachers know about this, and are they invited to be a part of it?
Actually, also, to add on to that, I mean, we've had teachers who've been doing this for decades. Do we have teacher leaders that could also train our future teachers on soapbox speech and all the various civic engagement frameworks that exist within MICVA?
So actually, it was in 2018 to 2021 where we actively had a membership with MICVA. And at that time, we trained 78 of our teachers and then created our own Civic Learning Institute with the expertise that we built in our district. Since then, we trained another 250 teachers. However, now we are able to, we were awarded the California Serves grant that allowed us to repartner again with MICVA. It allows us to be with a network of other districts and teachers across the nation in this, so it gives an opportunity for our teachers who are already trained and not yet trained to also build a community around it. And the grant, if passed, will allow us to train another 400 teachers in the next 2 years.
Dr. Freak, did you
I
want
just
to?
want to name drop, right, because I think it's important. We have the trainers that Trustee Dr. Paul Magalis has talked about. We've done our own civic training. So Ruben Patino, our social science curriculum specialist and civic lead, has led this, but also with Dr. Kim has been a part of this, Jeff Kim, along with Steve Little, and then now I think Valerie Miho has been a part of it, and maybe Bajan Kazaruni from Catella. So we have some amazing teachers who are leading our other teachers in this work. As you may recall, this began with MICVA in the LA County Office practice of education. That's when we got our democracy school distinction. And as we began with them, we began to take the best of what LACO was doing and the best of what MICFA was doing. And now we have done our own trainers. And every year for the last, I don't know, I feel like it's 6 years, we have held our own. It's a 3-day training where we do 2 days kind of back to back. And then the teachers are expected to come back like several months later.
All subject areas or just social
All
studies?
subject areas.
Okay.
All subject areas. Civic engagement is like literacy, right? It's not just for English teachers or just social science. It's across the board. And they have to come back in like a few months, and where they bring evidence of the projects that they were engaged in. So there's that accountability too. You don't just get trained. You got to do something with it, come back, and you have that community practice where they're learning and sharing with each other. And so we've been doing that for a number of years now, and it's on the docket again this year. So we're really excited.
Thank you for bringing that.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I
Something
think,
highlight.
yeah, you know, I think,
good work.
I think we also, at Kennedy last year, they had that mikvah, a student created. But, yeah,
TEDx.
same thing. Yeah. So.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's 5-0. Moving on to item 15, advanced planning. Our
15.
next meeting will be Thursday, September 10th, 2026 at 6 p.m. At this time, is there any suggested agenda items? Seeing none, do I have a motion for
So
adjournment?
moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned at 8:48